Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital Tuesday, June 25 recap. Brennan's terrible news for Carly. Sonny slams door on homeless Ava. General Hospital, spoilers recap for Tuesday, June 25, reveals that Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, watched over Valentin Cassadine's, James Patrick Stewart, house from his vehicle, and ultimately called Damian Spinelli's Bradford Anderson phone, which Maxie Jones, Kirsten Storms, answered. Jason asked Maxie to call Anna Devine, Finola Hughes, to check on her, so Maxie and Dee called and let Anna knew that Jason put her up to this. Anna was in bed with Valentin after a night of passion, so he got rid of her phone and got frisky again. Maxie called Jason back to offer updates and remained confused over what was going on, but Jason wouldn't divulge any details. Anna texted Jason and pushed him to leave before turning her attention to the task at hand. While Valentin was making breakfast, Anna searched for evidence linking him to Pikeman. Anna managed to find a satellite phone behind a stack of books in Valentin's office, but she had to put it back since Valentin was coming. Once Valentin served breakfast and admitted he'd like to spend the rest of his days impressing Anna, she pointed out that their lives didn't fit. Anna reflected on how her actions affect Charlotte Cassadine, Scarlett Fernandez, and couldn't envision a future as a result. However, Valentin acted like a future outside of Port Charles was possible. Since Valentin couldn't give up on the idea of a life together, he pushed Anna to give it some thought. After Anna took off, Valentin looked suspicious as he watched her through the window. At Pentonville, Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, paid Jack Brennan, Charles Mashore a visit since she needed his help, but she wasn't sure she could trust him. Brennan acknowledged that he wasn't trustworthy and acted like Carly could only trust herself. Fortunately, Brennan didn't have anything to gain besides another visit if Carly confided him, so she spilled about the FBI's leverage and how they were using it against Jason. Carly wanted to know if the FBI would honor the agreement they made, but Brennan insisted they wouldn't. Instead, Brennan argued that the FBI would keep using Jason in other ways until he was deceased or no longer useful. Then the FBI would come for Carly because they never left charges on the table. Brennan pointed out that Carly at least had time to find the best lawyer possible and strategize while Jason was stuck working for the FBI. After Hamilton Finn, Michael Easton left Harrison Chase, Josh Swigert, a desperate voicemail, Diane Miller, Carolyn Hennessy, showed up with documents regarding Chase's emergency court order for custody of Violet Finn, Jaffiel Love. Finn also learned there was a restraining order against him, so he lashed out and refused to let Diane keep him from his daughter. Diane pointed out that it'd do far more damage to Violet if Finn violated the restraining order and got arrested in front of her. Finn called Scott, who looked at all the documentation and saw how bad the situation was. After Finn suggested Scott could sue the hospital for defamation and keep all the money, he begged for help getting Violet back. Scott turned down Finn's case and made it clear that Finn couldn't fix this until he fixed himself, so Finn was frustrated. Once Finn had 2 bottles of vodka delivered, he stopped himself from drinking, smashed the bottles against the wall, and left the apartment. At Sonny Corinthos, Morris Bennett penthouse, he told Ava Jerome, Maura West, that she was moving out and refused to listen to her attempts to talk him out of it. Ava finally said she'd move as soon as she found a suitable place, but Sonny insisted she was leaving today and that Avery Corinthos, Ava, and Grace Scarola would stay with him until she found one. Since Ava assumed this was about Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Gran, disbarment, she acted like Alexis deserved to go down for perjury. Sonny didn't think Ava was in any position to judge since she killed Connie Falconeri, Kelly Sullivan, and added that maybe he should sign an affidavit about that. After Sonny rehashed Morgan Corinthos, Brian Craig, demise, and all the destruction Ava and her family had caused, she turned things around on him. Ava felt that Sonny was the one thing that linked all his family members' troubles. Once Ava packed up a few things, she said she'd send for the rest later. Before Ava could get much of anything else out, Sonny slammed the door on her. At Kiev, Jason spoke to Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Hurst, and thanked her for not standing in the way of his relationship with Jake Weber, Hudson West. Jake was his own person now, so Liz was letting him make his own decisions. The sun peeps through the blinds of General Hospital, casting a golden hue across the bustling corridors. Tuesday, June 25, promised to be anything but ordinary. The air was thick with anticipation as the residents of Port Charles braced for another day filled with drama, heartbreak, and unexpected twists. In a corner room, Carly Corinthos sat anxiously, her fingers tapping rhythmically on the armrest of her chair. She had been waiting for what felt like an eternity, her mind racing with thoughts of what Dr. Brennan might have to say. The door creaked open, and Dr. Brennan stepped in, his face a mask of professional calm. But Carly, ever perceptive, saw the shadow of concern in his eyes. "Carly, we need to talk," Brennan began, his voice steady but laced with a hint of dread. He took a seat opposite her, the gravity of the situation evident in his every move. "The tests we ran on your latest scans have shown some concerning results." Carly's heart sank. She had been down this road before, facing medical scares and uncertainties. But nothing could prepare her for the blow that Brennan was about to deliver. "Your condition has progressed faster than we anticipated. We need to start a more aggressive treatment immediately." The words hung in the air like a dark cloud, suffocating and heavy. Carly struggled to process the information, her mind a whirlwind of fear and confusion. She thought of her children, of Sonny, and the life she fought so hard to protect. The tears welled up, but she fought them back, determined to face this new challenge head-on. Meanwhile, across town, Sonny Corinthos was dealing with a crisis of his own. The mob boss had always prided himself on his ability to protect his family and maintain control over his empire. But today, his world was shaken by an unexpected visitor. Ava Jerome stood on Sonny's doorstep, her clothes disheveled and her eyes pleading. She had fallen on hard times, losing everything in a series of unfortunate events that left her homeless and desperate. She needed help, and despite their tumultuous history, she turned to Sonny as a last resort. "Sonny, please," Ava implored, her voice breaking. "I have nowhere else to go. I need your help." Sonny's eyes narrowed, his expression hardening. He remembered all the pain Ava had caused, the betrayals and the lies. He had no sympathy for her plight, only a burning resentment that refused to be extinguished. "You think you can just show up here and ask for help after everything you've done?" He spat, his voice cold as ice. Ava flinched, the words cutting deep. She knew she had made mistakes, but she was at her breaking point. "I know I've done terrible things, Sonny, but I'm begging you. I have nothing left." For a moment, a flicker of something softened in Sonny's eyes, but it was gone as quickly as it came. "You made your bed, Ava. Now you have to lie in it." With that, he slammed the door in her face, the sound echoing through the empty hall. Ava stood there, the weight of rejection pressing down on her. She turned away, her shoulders slumped in defeat. The world outside seemed colder and more unforgiving than ever, but she knew she had to keep moving. There was no other choice. Back at General Hospital, Carly was trying to come to terms with her diagnosis. She knew she had to be strong for her family, but the fear gnawed at her insides. She needed to talk to Sonny, to lean on him for support. But as she reached for her phone, the door to her room opened once more. It was Jason Morgan, her best friend and confidant. One look at Carly's face told him everything he needed to know. He rushed to her side, his presence a comforting anchor in the storm of her emotions. "Jason, it's bad," Carly whispered, her voice trembling. "Brennan says I need more aggressive treatment. I don't know if I can handle this."